Welcome to Chasing a Murderer, guys, and we have an important story coming out of Los Angeles. Feel if we cover this and get it out, maybe there's a chance to bring her home safe. Hannah Kobayashi, 31, 5'10", about 140 pounds, is from Hawaii. She's an aspiring photographer. She had set up a gig in New York City. She took a flight from Hawaii to New York, but had a layover in Los Angeles. She and her boyfriend at the time had set up this trip, but since broken up. But they both took the flight and were headed to New York anyway. According to sources, they did not sit together, nor did they talk to one another. Hannah had 30 to 42 minutes to get to her next flight that was headed to New York. According to her family, they discovered CCTV where it showed Hannah actually running towards the next flight, but doesn't make it. Security footage captures her leaving the airport in a black hooded sweatshirt, tie-dyed leggings, and dark green backpack. Though we don't know why she left the airport. We don't know if she stayed in a hotel, but according to text, she claimed that she was staying on the streets. Family members and investigators discovered later on that day that she was at a bookstore at the Grove Shopping Center. This is in the Fairfax district of Los Angeles, and this is around noon. November 10th, Hannah is seen at the Grove once again, and she is seen at the Nike event, according to witnesses who discovered a video of her, and that's around 3:40 p.m. On November 11th, Hannah returns to the airport, but does not board the flight. According to her family, she cited that the airport staffers actually witnessed her there. So Hannah's phone last pings at the LAX. According to her family, they say that there were witnesses that saw her there that day, including staff of the airport. And the description of her phone is she has a case with an Aubrey Hepburn case. So according to her family, they said on Tuesday, Hannah had actually spoke to American Airlines ticketing agent, and that was between 4:30 and 6:30 p.m. that day. However, by 10 p.m., Hannah was seen on surveillance cameras later on at the Pico Metro station in downtown Los Angeles. In that video, which they discover later on, they say that Hannah does not appear to be in good condition, and she is not alone. It was November 12th that her family files a missing person report. And this is because they started getting very concerned based off the text that Hannah was sending to friends and family. She was sending odd texts that just didn't sound like her, and none of them had a single emoji. Family members speculated that it was someone else texting, or Hannah's not in her right frame of mind. Her family flew to Los Angeles and have a GoFundMe set up if you would like to donate to help them pay for hotels and search parties, or whatever they need to find her. So what does the family say about her? Well, they say, Hannah is a very grounded girl. She's always had a calm and collected demeanor, and she's a free and independent spirit, and she likes to travel. But she's never done anything like this on purpose. So I'm not certain what that means on purpose. Maybe, not communicate well with the family, let them know what's going on. And so from here, we need to jump to the text to see what the family is talking about or they're relating to. Again, the family say that these texts are just weird. Not to mention her phone's been turned off since she's been at the LAX. So here's one text says, "Deep hackers wiped out my identity, stole all of my funds, and had me on my mind since Friday. I got tricked pretty much into giving away all my funds for someone I thought I loved. I've been on the streets." So here you see this person reaching out to them through text. They're not certain if it is Hannah texting this or not. It doesn't matter. Those texts are alarming, especially when you consider the fact that Los Angeles and Texas are one of the highest trafficking places in America. This is some of the places where they have the highest amount of cartel gangs, etc. Is there a chance that she was trafficked? If so, what areas should families be looking? I found one story that explains a little bit of that. Isn't that for the swimming pool or the beach?
According to federal authorities, the Figueroa Corridor, a 3.5-mile stretch of Figueroa Street, is notorious for prostitution, especially involving minors. In the last 6 months alone, Los Angeles police have rescued 84 minors from Figueroa Street, including one as young as 11 years old.
Especially at night, this area becomes an outdoor bordello. What we see along the Figueroa Corridor is a human rights tragedy playing out each and every night.
There's a huge problem with young girls, especially trying or almost being abducted in this area. For some reason, the leaders of these areas are just not doing enough to protect women and children. Just 4 months ago, there was a child being kidnapped from a restaurant.
All right, coming up, a child kidnapped from a fast food restaurant by a transient in Santa Monica. The crime adding to fears about the city's safety.
And just 4 months ago, they actually located 200 missing kids that were found in a national operation. Here's the problem: is it's not just in Los Angeles, it's all over the nation. They will take these girls and ship them everywhere. Now, according to new information from the family, they discovered from an employee that worked at the airport that Hannah had actually charged her phone on Saturday. Let's listen to what the parents say.
We have found out that she did charge her phone on Saturday. An employee confirmed it. We actually got proof of her filling out in her own handwriting a mailing list with her address in Hawaii. And then, that's when things got really fuzzy, was on Monday with the weird, very strange text messages that were coming to her family. And we were made aware of video surveillance that shows her with an unidentified person exiting around the Pico metro station. And that's sort of where we lose her.
And Brian, can you talk about those text messages and why they were so out of character for her?
Well, just the wording that she used and just seemed kind of odd, off base, yeah.
And she said something about giving away her money to someone she thought she was in love with or something. What did they say?
Yeah, it basically said that she gave all her funds away, and just the word funds, not money, not cash, to someone that she loved. Another thing is that Hannah speaks in emojis. Even if you look at her Instagram profile, it's thousands of emojis, and within these texts, there's not a single emoji. And it's just stealing her identity. She had a spiritual awakening. It was bizarre. And so it wasn't out of character for her.
There's a rally happening today at Crypto Arena. How can people help? What are you asking for from the public?
So we would just like people to show up at 3 p.m. The Lakers game is happening, and she was seen 2 blocks over, and people are coming in from all across California. And I just want to say thank you to the public of Los Angeles, because they've been so helpful. So if you can come to the rally, we're handing out flyers because the family doesn't know how long we can be here. So we can hand out flyers to keep the support going, and to, just give an update to all the people and kind of create the narrative and the truth, and kind of dismay some of the crazy, wild things that are out there, and let them see the family.
Love Hannah, just love all the love and support she has. Everybody's praying for her safe return, and, we're just grateful for everything that everybody's been outpouring. Has been overwhelming, yeah.
And what is she like as a person?
Oh, she's the kindest heart, and everything about her was just beautiful,
Well, we wish you the best. We wish a speedy recovery for her, and that you get some answers.
I think, too, if you are wanting to help find Hannah and they believe that she's possibly trafficked, get out there at night, not by yourself, but with a group of people. Look for her. Look in these areas that are popular where these women walk the streets. Hannah likes those small little bands, indie bands. Check out the events in the area. Check out, bookstores. Here's the thing is she had a bucket list that she was going to do in New York City. And on that list, she was going to see an indie artist, Jay Francis. She had set up a gig, I guess a photo gig. We haven't gotten all the details on that, but she doesn't show up for that. So that's alarming to her family that this would have been one of her first photo gigs and she didn't show up. So I'm going to try to cover more on Hannah and we'll go into more details. But for now, we're going to call this the end. Please share this video. Share a missing girl's face on your social media today. Thanks so much for your support and for watching the video. Thanks to those of you who have subscribed and liked and commented. Share your ideas. I appreciate it. Send my love out to this family. I hope that they find her and bring her home safely. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys soon.